Hey, alright, so I've been thinking of making this video for a while now, and because of YouTube and all of its, woke nonsense, supporting the left, hating on the right, not really being a supporter of free speech, I've been hesitant to make this video. I've had multiple videos, about a dozen or so videos taken down due to supposed hate speech or, just not, just for wrong think, essentially. So, I've been hesitant and, I just need to get a couple of things off my chest. It's not like my YouTube channel is growing. I've been doing YouTube for 15, 16 years now. I haven't been really able to, garner the clout and, that I've wanted, the support. So, whatever. I don't even think anyone's going to listen to this, but, I just need to get these things off my chest. I've been dealing with red pill rage for a while, and it's really unhealthy to repress all those emotions and all that anger. And end up eating up yourself, and I don't want to do that to myself. So this is gonna be like a rant, just a cathartic rant. And basically, this video is gonna be about is how entitled Western women are, modern day Western women. And I don't even think it's just Western women. Actually, I thought it was only Western women, but no, it's also trying to spread to the East. This mentality that women are superior to men, and men should be happy just to be with a woman, any woman, no matter how fat or ugly or stupid or entitled or egotistical or sadistic or whatever. It doesn't matter. Women are women, and they're all great. They're all perfect just the way they are, and men should be happy just to be with them. And I just think that the women are delusional, and I don't understand this at all. As a rational person, I look at the average woman, I compare her to the average man, and more often than not, the average man is going to come out on top. So let's talk about some of these issues. So for one thing, the women seem to prioritize on dating apps or whatnot is that they want a guy that's tall. He has to be a minimum of 6 feet. That's a cutoff point. 6 is the bare minimum. Now, if you look at the statistics, only 14% of men in the United States are 6 feet or above. 14%. So just by that one criteria, they automatically eliminate about 85% of men. Why do women do this? The average woman is only 5'4". In fact, the average teenage boy is taller than the average woman. So I don't know where the women have the audacity to demand a tall guy. Like, that makes absolutely no sense to me. The average man is 5'9". That's significantly taller than 5'4". I have a friend. I'm 5'7" and a half. I have a friend that's 5'11" or so. He towers over me, and it makes me feel like, I don't know, small. Why would any person want to feel small? Women are very weird creatures. Like, when I'm around tall people, I feel intimidated. So I don't know why a woman would want someone significantly taller than her. Like, wouldn't that make her feel small? Apparently, women like to feel small because they're weird creatures. Like, I don't know why you want to feel weird, small, or inferior. Apparently, they want to feel protected. It's like, what? If you're a couple of inches taller than the norm, does that suddenly mean you know kung fu, jiu-jitsu? Like, I don't get it. Not to mention, smaller guys tend to be faster. So, I don't know, man. Is that really an advantage to be a couple of inches taller? Like, what is that going to do? Like, a bullet is a great equalizer. If a person's got a weapon, what is a couple extra inches going to do? Most of these guys, these people that attack other people that rob them, it's usually a gun point or knife point. What is an extra couple of inches going to do? It doesn't do anything. I'm a small guy. I'm surprisingly strong for a small guy. I have a friend who's actually a little shorter than I am. He's 5'7". He could bench 400 pounds. So I know a lot of guys that are really tall, but they're also really lanky and skinny and scrawny. Like, it isn't indicative of being strong for just if you're tall necessarily. A lot of women, they want these guys that are tall, even though they're short themselves. And I really wish, and no one has talked about this. Like, even if you go on Google and you type this up, why do short women want tall men, or what would happen if tall men suddenly flip the script and were like, you know what, I'm only going to date tall women? What would happen? There aren't any articles on this. I'm really surprised. No one talks about this either. But I would love to see this. Even just average guys, a 5'9" guy would be like, you know what, you're 5'4", you're too short for me. I want someone who's taller than I am. I want someone that's at least 5 inches taller than I am, which is what, 6'2" minimum. Can you imagine if guys did this? I looked it up. Only 1% of women in the West are 6 feet taller or higher. 1%, bro. That's 1 out of 100. There's 99% of women are below 6 feet tall. But you don't see guys complaining. Most guys are okay with tall, short, like whatever. They just want someone they're attracted to. But for women, it's like automatically, deal breaker. If he's below 6 feet tall, it's a deal breaker. And a lot of these women go as far as to say, like, short guys should be killed. I mean, look it up. You don't deserve to live. They're a waste of space. They're not real men. They're manlets. Like, how does being tall or being a couple of inches above average make you a better person? Like, I don't get that. First of all, like I said, not only smaller guys, they tend to be faster, but they also live longer. Yeah, small. Why do you think women live longer than men? In the entire animal kingdom, whoever like the whoever's taller of the two, they end up dying because there's more wear and tear on the body. The heart, there's more pressure on the heart to pump out blood to the larger vessel, if you will. So yeah, bigger creatures tend to die younger. Small is powerful. So I don't understand this whole thing, like why it's such a, like I said, guys are on average 5 inches tall. Even the whole heel argument, like, oh, I want to wear heels and I don't want to be taller than with heels. No one's putting a gun to your head and forcing you to wear heels. You don't have to wear heels. You can wear nice flats or shoes, running shoes or what have you. They're perfectly fashionable, like like shoes and whatnot that are designed for women that are petite who don't want to wear heels because they don't want their ankles to be all and their heels to be all damaged. Heels are pretty damn uncomfortable. So even let's say a woman's 5'4" and she wears a heel, the average heel size in the States is 3 inches, 3.2 inches. So that boosts her to 5'7". The guy's still going to be a couple of inches taller than her. So it's all bunk. It's just nonsense. And no one calls women out on this. And I really wish guys would be like, you know what, I'm not going to date you because you're short. How would women feel? Flip the script, but guys will do that because most guys are thirsty simps. In addition to the height criteria, the whole thing with income, right? The average man in the States makes 18 cents more than the average woman. 82 cents to the dollar. Right? That's about I did the math. It's about $9,000 more. The average guy makes about $9,000 more per year than the average woman in the States. Imagine what you could do with an extra $9,000 in your bank. You go on a vacation, you can buy a decent car, help put a down payment on a house, pay your student loans, buy a really awesome fucking 100-inch TV. It's a lot you can do with that. With $9,000, you could buy like 10, what was it? About 20 Xbox One X's or PS5s. It's a lot of money. Not only do guys earn more, but they also have less debt. Women carry 58% of all the student debt. So women carry more debt, they earn less money, yet the average woman that's not good enough, that the guy makes $9,000 more. He has to make about twice as much as what she makes. There's been studies on this. The average woman wants a guy to make about $40,000 to $50,000 more than she makes. How is this right? Only about 10% of guys make six-figure salaries. All these women, all these basic women, these BBs, they think they're entitled to a guy who's over 6 feet tall, a guy who makes six figures, a guy who's got a master's, PhD, speaks multiple languages. On top of that, he's got to be romantic. He's got to be funny, witty, charming. He's got to basically be a traditional man. Since he's got to pay all the bills, pay for all the dates. He's got to court the woman. He's got to chase the woman. He's got to take a bullet for her if need be. So these modern day women want guys to embrace these traditional masculine roles, yet they're not willing to be traditional themselves. A lot of these women don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It's just the sexist double standard. When men call women out on all the hypocrisies, they're accused of being misogynist. And that simply isn't right. Most men want true equality, but women don't want true equality. They want only equality when it benefits them. It's really frustrating, and I don't understand why men put up with all this nonsense. Like I said, men are taller, stronger, 50% increased upper body strength compared to the average woman. They're faster. They can have kids, and there is no such thing as menopause. If you really think about it, guys can still have kids into their 70s if they really want. Yes, there's a mobility decline. Yes, the quality of sperm decline, all of that. But theoretically speaking, most guys, if they take care of themselves, can have kids into their 70s. The average woman hits menopause at 46. By the time she's 30, she lost 90% of all her eggs. All women are born with all the eggs they'll ever have. Unlike men, whose sperm continually regenerates. So by the time she's 30, she's lost most of her eggs. There's a huge market fertility drop. So men have this biological clock. Men don't really have one. Men even age better than women in some ways in terms of skin. No one talks about this in the MGTOW community. Men's skin is thicker. They have more collagen density by about 25%. So I read a study that said that women start to lose their looks at 34. They hit the wall at 34. Guys hit the wall at 42. So the 8 extra years where guys will still look pretty good. So why do you think women wear makeup? 93% of women in the States wear makeup every day. There's another study I read in the UK where most women have never shown their men, their significant others, what they look like without makeup. Because if they did, the men would run for the hills. You'd think they were in bed with a demon. Let's be 100% real here, real talk. Most women, without their fake up, without their masks, without their filters and all the other crap, extensions and what have you, they would look like emaciated ghouls. There's a reason why women wear makeup and guys don't. Because if you saw what women look like without makeup, no guy would want to be with most of these women. A lot of these women that you think are attractive gentlemen, you're just simping. You're blue pill mode. You gotta take the red pill. Makeup is an illusion. Female beauty is largely an illusion. There are very few women on the planet that look beautiful without any makeup, any kind of enhancements, touch-ups, anything. Very few. I only know of one in my entire life. I'm almost 35 years old. I've only met one woman in my life that looks good without makeup. She looks better with makeup. She's cute without it. One woman. That's it. Honest to God. Hand to God. A lot of these women that you think are really attractive, man, they're just wearing gobs of makeup, man. 40, 50 pounds. They're not really attractive. You can go online and type women without makeup, celebrities, female prawn stars. It's a night and day difference in some of these women. Go on YouTube and look at some of these makeup tutorials. Without the makeup, there are 3. They put on some makeup for 30, 40 minutes. They go up to an 8 or a 9. So men they're actually the fairer sex if you really think about it. They're the better looking of the two sexes. They're bigger, stronger, faster, slower biological clock. They age more gracefully. I mean, most guys can get away with being bald. Can you imagine women walk around bald? Beard, no beard. I don't know, man. Guys don't realize that they are the prize. It is so sad. Women think they're the prize. And again, I'm not being sexist. I'm just being objective here. Guys earn more money. They have less debt. I mentioned all the superior qualities that men have physically compared to women. I don't get it. Yet men are taught to be told that they're losers, that the women are all that, they're all 10s. I've read plenty of articles. Blogs, videos of women that are 1s and 2s that think they're 9s and 10s. These women are delusional, man. It's really sad. They think they're 10s. It's because of society, feminist movement saying that women can do no wrong, that women are infallible. Women are made of sugar and spice and everything nice. Men are made of tadpoles and snails, shells, and what have you. All men are garbage. All women are perfect. No, don't get me wrong. There are amazing women out there. There are a bunch of really terrible guys out there that grape and kill and diddle kids. And these men are not men. They're monsters. They deserve to burn in hell for all eternity. There are a lot of bad guys out there. A lot of violent men. I'm not saying men are great. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying women are terrible either. I'm just saying I wish women would look at themselves in the mirror objectively and say, look, I'm 5'4". The average woman in the United States is 170 pounds. That is more than the average man, what the average man weighed in 1967. So most women are overweight or obese. They're short comparatively speaking compared to men. They have more debt than men on average. They earn less money on average. The biological clock, they're smaller, like I said, shorter, weaker. Men are faster. Men are superior in many ways, objectively speaking, to the average woman. And an average woman thinks she deserves an alpha, a 10. Why is that? I don't understand. What makes you think she deserves Prince Charming? This doesn't compute. It doesn't make any sense to me. If you're an average woman, you're 6. And there have been studies on this. A recent Tinder study that 95% of the women on Tinder go after the top 5% of guys. So basically, they deem 95% of men to be undateable. Can you explain this to me based on what I've been talking about for the last 15 or so minutes? If you're 5'4" and you're 170 pounds, you have a lot of mountain of debt, you don't earn a lot of money. What makes you think you deserve a guy who's 6 feet plus, makes 100K? Handsome, tall, chiseled, all this. I don't understand. Someone please explain this to me. Women are living in this delusional fantasy world. They have massive egos. Not all women, but in general. And we can't all put the burden of blame can't just be put on women. A lot of it has to do with men. A lot of men out there are thirsty simps. Look at OnlyFans, 130 million plus users, 130 million simps. Pay these women. A lot of them are not much to look at. I mean, especially without their makeup, they're like 4s and 5s. And some would argue they're actually 1s because they're selling themselves for like $5 a month. Some of these women. I mean, clearly they have no morals, no scruples, no honor. That's just my opinion. But I'm just saying, they're garden tools, man. A particular variety, man. And some of these women are making millions of dollars off of these simps. And these women aren't actually productive members of society. They bring nothing meaningful to this world. I feel bad for their families. Imagine if they have kids, the shame they have to live with. These women are degenerates. And somehow this is okay. And the men are even worse because they're validating these women. They're funding their lifestyles. They exhort. It's tragic. Life in general is tragic. I don't know. It's becoming harder and harder to believe that God exists. To be completely honest with you, the one thing the Bible may have gotten right is that this world is ruled by Satan. I don't know. Am I wrong here? Like I said, I'm not trying to hate on women. I'm really not. I'm not a misogynist. I know of good women, and there are plenty of men that I hate. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I don't know. YouTube's gonna put up with this. It's like you can't say anything bad about women, even though what you're saying is true, objectively speaking. If men were the ones with huge egos, I'd be calling out guys. Straight like, what the hell? Like, what is wrong with you? But all the guys I know, they openly admit the fact that they're losers. Like, I'm a loser. I'm a 0 out of 10. See, the difference between me and an average typical woman is that typical woman who's a 6 will say she's a 10. I'm a 0, and I know I'm a 0. So I don't deserve to be with anybody. Okay, like, I'm an incel. I deserve to be an incel. I deserve to die alone because I'm a loser. Due to chronic mental and physical health issues, though, I wasn't always a 0. At one point in my life, I was an 8. I was a straight A student in college, going to school full time, working full time at the same time, 7 days a week. I excelled at both. I had a perfect 4.0 GPA. I was Employee of the Year 6 years running. So I was a shooter. I was a top performer at the call center that I worked for. No debts whatsoever to this day. I was an alpha for a while. There were girls that were interested in me. I was a pretty good-looking guy. I wasn't fat. I was slim. Good-looking, slim guy. I had money in the bank. No debts. Straight edge my whole life. No alcohol. No drugs. Cigarettes. Gambling. Partying. Sex. I've stayed away from that stuff my entire life. Some people might call me a loser for that. Some people might say I'm a winner for that. I don't know. It depends on who social circles that you're around. My point is I've lived a clean life. I excelled at school. I excelled at work. And then I got sick and everything went down the tube, so to speak. But yeah, right, I was an 8. Objectively, now I'm a 0. It is what it is. It sucks. Life isn't fair. I've come to terms with it. But I just feel bad for my friends. So I'll just tell you a couple of stories about my friends and why it's so frustrating. I'm not going to name any names, obviously. For sake of anonymity, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. But I have a friend. His wife married him just to get a green card into this country. A year after she moved to this country, she just left him for another guy. She married him just to get a green card to get into this country. He was left devastated. He's not doing well. He's this is not about him. I don't want to throw anyone on the bus. I'm just saying there's one example of a friend who was left heartbroken. He fell in love with this girl. She was just using him to get into the country. Another friend. Let's call him Alex. Alex. This guy, he's probably my best friend. We met in elementary. We weren't really close back then, but we played basketball together. We became close friends in college. And he is, hands down, the nicest, sweetest guy you'll ever meet. I'm not just saying that guy's my best friend. Like, legit. If he was an asshole, I'd say he's a fucking asshole. He's not. Straight edge, like me, saved himself from marriage. Phenomenal athlete. Like unbelievably good athlete. Like, scary good. I remember he played basketball with him. I was terrified to play him because he was so freaking good. He's a great athlete. Graduated from the top business school in the country. So very well educated. No debts. Worked his way through college. Great ethics. Religious, conservative, nice guy, man. Speaks 3 languages. So he's multilingual. He has a great job. I'm not going to say which bank he works for. He works for a bank. He's a bank manager. He makes pretty good money, above average in this country. So he makes above average money. He's well educated. Let me tell you something about college graduates and stuff. Everyone's talking about how everyone's got a college degree and it's the norm. 64% of Americans don't have a college degree. 64%. Globally speaking, only 7 out of 100 people have a university degree. 7%. So stop acting like everyone has a degree. The United States is one of the most well-educated countries in the world, and but 2/3 of the population doesn't have a bachelor's degree or higher. So don't assume that everyone's got a degree. A lot of people don't. In China, I think it's like 17-18%. I think the most educated country in the world is Russia at 58%. And their university is free. So 58% is the highest in the world out of hundreds upon hundreds of countries. So don't assume everyone's well educated. Anyways, getting back to this, my friend. Well educated, makes good money. He's been with the same company for 6 or 7 years. Stable, dependable, great work ethic, WASP work ethic. Speaks multiple languages. Uh, he's a great guy, man. Very respectful towards women. Like I said, he was saving himself for marriage. He's I don't know if I say he's an alpha because he's 5'7". What's the only, I guess, uh, downside, I guess, or which one, I don't know what you want to call it, but the only negative. Everything else, he ticks off all the other boxes. This dude, he was in his 30s, early 30s, 31, I think, when his parents were like, you know what, it's time for you to get married. Let's find you a wife. So they looked and looked. This dude went through 50 or 60 women in this country. 50 to 60 prospective suitors. Couldn't find a single sane woman. Every single woman was extremely demanding. Like some of them wanted him to fund their education. Like they wanted to get master's degrees or PhDs, and they basically wanted him to work while they went back to school. Like, are you kidding me? They were just looking for, someone to mooch off of, man. A lot of these women are parasites, man. It's really sad. Like in the States, if the woman earns more than the guy, there's a 90% chance that the marriage is going to end in divorce. So you know how women are always talking about romance and, marriage should be about love? It's not true. They say one thing and they mean another. For women, it's all about what a man can provide for her. Now, she wants a guy to protect her, to provide sperm so she can have babies, and, to be her meal ticket. Why do you think the average marriage only lasts 7 years? Woman has a couple of kids, 2 to 3 kids, and then she dumps the guy. She gets the house, she gets the car, she gets the kids, she gets child support, she gets alimony. Look what happened to Dr. Dre, right? Dr. Dre case. The woman was worth $14 or $15 million prior to the marriage, so she was already very well off. Most people never see that kind of money in their lifetime. The kids are grown out of the house, and she was demanding, I think, $2 million per month. Again, the guy's annual salary is $35 million, so she was asking for about 70 to 80% of his salary. Anyway, she was already well off. They signed a prenup, and he still has to pay $300,000 a month for the rest of his life. $3.5 million a year until he dies or she dies. This is baffling. Alimony. In this day and age, the fact that alimony even exists. Women, they just want a guy to provide, and then they wonder why guys don't want to get married. This is really sad. Marriage is a raw deal for men. They lose everything. It's not that men are afraid of getting married. They're afraid of getting divorced. Women, they just want, like I said, they want their meal ticket, they want a marriage, they want an engagement ring, they want to be the center of attention, but they don't really care about the guy. What we're seeing now is all these women, they're writing the CC in their 20s. Then, once they hit the wall, baby rabies kicks in, and then they're looking for a beta provider. And there's a lot of beta providers out there that are more than happy to commit to these women, but these women are not going to commit to these men. They want the marriage, they want the kids, they know they're running out of time, and they're going to dump the guy, or they're going to cheat on him behind his back. But half of all women in North America cheat. So yeah, don't be here like women are loyal and stuff. They cheat more than men cheat more than women. It's about 50-50. The same with domestic violence. It's about 50-50 yet. You don't hear the feminists talking about that. Nope. It's only men battering women, not the other way around. Even though lesbians have some of the highest DV rates out of all the different types of, I guess, groups. And they also have the highest divorce rate, lesbians, of all the groups. I think gay men have the lowest divorce rate. Makes you think. So you can't just be blaming men. It's all men's fault. They're the ones that are violent. Studies have shown that women are more likely to initiate. And they're also more likely to use a weapon to compensate for the lack of strength. More likely to kill a guy when he's asleep or chop off his wang. There's been hundreds of cases of women chopping off the members of their husbands or setting them on fire while they sleep. So yeah, don't act like women can't be violent too, man. I don't know. Women, there's no accountability. They can do whatever they want. I'm just being real. Again, look up at the stats. I'm not talking out of my ass. So anyways, getting back to my friend, 50 to 60 women. This guy, like I said, is the greatest guy. He's a king. He's a guy that I've always looked up to. 4 years to try to find him a wife, a suitable partner. 4 years, 50 to 60 women. They were all extremely picky. He wasn't tall enough. He wasn't buff enough. Didn't like the way he dressed. Just nitpicky stuff. They wanted him to pay all the bills. They didn't like the school he went to. They didn't like his major, his college major. Eventually, he had to go overseas to get a wife. It's really sad. Really sad. And I don't know, I have a couple other friends. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do, man. Women are so picky. I was just thinking, if this my friend, it took him 4 years to get a girl. He had to weed through 50 or 60 women. What chance do my other friends have, who aren't as good as he is? I don't think they stand a chance in hell, bro. Weddings are really expensive. It's just so many expenditures for the guy. Women want it all. They think they deserve it all. It's tragic, man. I don't know why men are still getting married. It makes absolutely no sense to me. It's a raw deal for men. The law is stacked against men. The game is rigged. The only way not to lose is to not play the game. Like I said, this doesn't really affect me. Like I said, I'm a zero. I deserve to die alone. No woman in her right mind would marry me. That's the difference, though. Like, I think most guys who are losers, like, yeah, I'm a loser. I'm a beta male. Like, I deserve to die alone. I just don't have it for whatever reason. In my case, it's health issues primarily. But, most guys are like that. They just, whack off the prawn and they die. And that's that. They don't pass on their genes. 60% of all men who've ever lived on this planet, guys. 60%. It's estimated there's been 100 billion people who have lived on this earth at one point. 100 billion. Okay? 60%. Let's say it's 50-50. That's 50 billion. 60% of 50 billion is what? About 30 billion, if my math serves me right? 30 billion men. Right now, there's currently 4 billion men on the planet. It's about 8 times that level rate. Men weren't able to pass on their genes. They died virgins. And it was about, I think, 20% for women. Yeah, if you feel bad about being an incel or not being able to find a partner, maybe that'll make you feel a little better. 60% of guys are not procreated. It's a majority of guys. You're not alone. You're part of the majority. Don't feel so bad, I guess. It is what it is, man. You got the 95% of women going after the top 5% of guys. It's hilarious that they think that these Chads and Tyrones are going to settle for them, though. They have the pick of the litter. Why would they settle? And don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. A lot of alphas do settle. Look at the 50 richest women who have ever lived. 48 out of the 50 richest women who have ever lived, their source of income is divorce. Bill Gates' wife, ex. Jeff Bezos' ex. 48 out of 50. That's 96%. The richest women on the planet became rich because they divorced their husbands. So those men who were alphas of alphas, I call them uber alphas, king of kings, they married basic women. Average women who became housewives and divorced them and fleeced them. What about all the professional athletes out there that get married? What about all the professional comedians out there that get married? Famous Hollywood celebrities that get married. A lot of them get married. Rappers and artists. A lot of rich dudes do get married. No, I'm surprised a lot of McTuff will bring this up. So these women look at them and they say, look, these women who are basic, they got married. Why can't I get married these rich guys? I deserve to marry a rich guy too. So these rich guys are stupid for marrying these women, Men should only date up. Can you imagine if, actually, men dated up, there would be no one to date, basically, if you think about it. Like I said, imagine men flipped the script and were like, I'm only going to date women over 6 feet. Automatically, 99% of the female population eliminated from the dating pool. 99%. I'm not being hyperbolic. Look it up. But they said, only going to date women who make over 6 figures. Again, I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure it's like about 5%. Yeah, give them a taste of their own medicine, but guys are too thirsty, man. I guess they're not built like that or something. It's hilarious, man. The high standards that they hold men up to, without being high quality themselves. Again, they're average. Nothing wrong with being average. But what happens staying in your lane? What happened to be staying in your lane? Not dating within your league. Yes, the women think that they're alphas, and they deserve an alpha themselves. It's causing problems between men and women. Both are frustrated because women think they deserve a 10. And they go, where are all the good men gone? There are plenty of good, decent guys out there. They're husband material, but these women's standards are so ridiculously high that these men are invisible to them. Then they reach their 30s and they're all disgruntled, they're frustrated. They have all these rants about how they can't find a good man, where are all the good men. It's because they're with these Chads and Tyrones, and these Chads and Tyrones will bang these women once in a while. They'll throw them a bone, quite literally. And then these women think, oh, look, this guy smashed me. I'm worthy. I'm only going to be with alphas from now on until I find the one. Once you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle, it's hard to regress. It's hard to date down, or it's just the way it is for men and women, I think, to be honest. So yeah, these Chad and Tyrones give them false hope. Most of them won't settle. Some will, and it is what it is. I don't know. I think guys would be a lot happier if they were gay, or at least bi. I think. I I don't know. I don't know any gay people personally. I don't know if they're just as picky. Maybe I don't think they are. Divorce rate is a lot lower. They have more sexual partners. I don't know. I think obviously you can't control your sexuality. I'm just saying, like I think it'd be easier if guys were gay or bi. I think guys would probably be less picky, more realistic. Plus you basically double your wardrobe if they're about your same size. They'll probably pay for their own meals and stuff. You know, be more egalitarian is what I'm saying. Wouldn't be so lopsided in the favor of women. It is what it is. I have two remaining friends who aren't married. Yeah, I tell them, good luck to you guys, man. You're gonna need it. It's really sad. It's like we're living in this kind of bizarre world, man. Nothing makes sense anymore. Everything's counterintuitive. It's quite sad. I think life is a joke. I think God was in a particular mood when He made us. So many even exist. Just how incompatible men and women are, man. Oil and water, they don't mix. They simply don't mix. Women are too picky. Men are not picky enough. Women's standards are too high. Their egos are way too high. Guys' egos are perhaps too low now. A lot of guys do internalize all of this, internalize misandry. It's a society that says they're toxic. You know, they actually think they're toxic. And I mean, again, look at OnlyFans, man. There's so much porn out there that's free. These guys are paying for it. Sometimes non-nude pics. There's some women that are getting millions of dollars selling non-nude pics, lingerie pics. Makes absolutely so sense. Why would you pay 5, 10, 15, up to $50 for a pic? You watch all the free porn you want, hundreds of millions of videos for free in every genre conceivable. This doesn't make any sense to me. I think a lot of these simps are just lonely. You know, I think if you are a simp or you're listening to this, just try to make friends. Easier said than done, but just try to make friends. You know, a good group of guys around you make you feel good about yourself. You won't be so dependent on female validation. It's extremely important to have friends. It's extremely important to have hobbies. Keep yourself busy. It could be, you know, working out, video games, something. It doesn't have to be many friends. You only need one friend, really, to do pretty much anything. You just need one friend to play a full court game of basketball, or play some air hockey, foosball, play one-on-one video games, co-op video games, play chess, board games, go to movies with, just hang out with. You just need one guy to talk to listen to. That's it. Just find one friend, guys. One decent friend. It's got your back. And trust me, when you have that person in your life, you won't be so dependent on women. It's just my opinion. Like, yeah, I feel a lot better when I talk to my friends. Friends that understand and empathize. I don't think women are capable of empathy, to be completely honest with you. They don't understand the struggles that men go through. It's like they say, oh, women have periods. Well, like an average guy's entire life is a period. Men are seen as expendable, disposable, cannon fodder, meat shields. Look at all the wars. I mean, men are just sent off to die in wars. No one gives a rat's ass. Men live or die. Just an ATM. All you are is a provider, man. Women, they just take. They have the vast majority of the debt, as I told you. They do vast majority of the spending. I don't know, man. I think I read a study saying that women only pay 30% of all income taxes, even though they make up 51% of the population. How they're not holding up their weight, man? How is that fair? I don't know. Women can say anything. Men are just supposed to take it. Women can hit men, and they're supposed to man up and take it. All these quotas for men. Women-only programs and funding, we're just supposed to take it. Draft. Again, yeah, I'm aware of the fact that women have been drafted recently, but like, who cares? Who cares at this point? It's a moot point at this point. Who cares? Obviously, all the women are losing their shit. They don't want equality, man. They want all the privileges of being a woman, man, and all the responsibilities of being a grown adult. And again, if I'm wrong, call me out, but I don't think I'm wrong. I mean, 100 with you guys. It's not right. I want true equality between the sexes. I want women to start asking eyes out. Why are men the ones that always have to ask women out? Why are men the ones that have to be romantic, to pay for everything, to propose, to protect the women? I don't get it. should be 50-50. I'm only advocating for 50-50. And by the way, same goes for chores at home. If they both work outside the house, and the guy expects the woman to cook and clean, then no, it's not right. The guy should also cook and clean. Yeah, 50-50. I guess that makes me an actual bona fide feminist. I want true equality between sexes, man. But no, there's a lot of female privilege, man. All women need to do is make false accusations against a guy, and his life is ruined no matter what. People automatically assume that the guy is guilty. They just assume that men by default are evil. How is that right? It's a messed up world, man. So part of me is glad that I'm ill and I don't have much time to live. I don't want to live on this earth anymore, man. With all the woke nonsense and what's going on, not just in the States, but in all the Western countries, man. This is wokeism, virtue signaling, and cancel culture. This is sick, man. I remember a time when life wasn't like this. People weren't so easily offended. Now you gotta walk on eggshells, man. It's like, what has happened to this world, man? A bizarre world, man. It feels like a nightmare. I just want to wake up from this nightmare. I'm just tired of living, man. I have nothing to live for. My life is a living hell, and it's like, wow, man. This life is literally a living hell. It really is. For me, it is. I think for a lot of people, it's just shit. Cradle to grave, man. You're born, you gotta go through school for 25 years, and then you gotta work for 40 years. You die. This is what life is in a nutshell, man. At the end of the day, we're all just killing time until time kills us. It's, maybe death is a blessing. You really think about it? Maybe death is a blessing. My biggest fear is dying homeless or dying on the streets. Dying homeless. Well, dying in a hospital bed. I spent 5 months in the hospital at one point. I don't ever want to go back. I just want to die in my bed. Every night I ask God to put me out of my misery. Because I don't want to live. I'm in constant pain. Mental and physical. I've lost most of my friends. And, life is just depressing. You have to erase all debt in life. So what I'm saying to you guys is try to find that erase all debt. And that erase all debt shouldn't be women. It should be just being the best that you can be. To self-actualize. Because look, either way, women are not, if you're part of the bottom, 85% of men or 9% of men, women are not going to give you a second glance. So why bother wasting energy? It's just wasted energy. Just focus on yourself. Try to get at least one good friend to hang out with. Support you. You need that support system. It's hard to do things on your own. And just try to work on building yourself up. If you're overweight, get in shape, eat right, go to the gym, play sports if you have to. Maybe learn a couple of new languages. We're gonna work hard at work, try to get a promotion. Get your finances in order. Like I said, eat right, stay away from drugs and alcohol. Those things will just lead you to a spiral. So just try to be straight edge and focus on yourself. Life goals and ambitions. You only have one chance, one shot, one opportunity in life. So make it count. That's what I'm saying. Make it count. You only have one life. There's a 1 in 100 million chance that a person becomes is born into who they are. Think about it, right? It's like 100 million sperm, an average that are ejaculated when a guy ejaculates into a woman. So you're basically 1 in 100 million. You're one of a kind, quite literally. So you do have value. A lot of women say that men are low value and all this. No, but you do have value as a human being, male or female. Just make it count, man. Make your mark. What do you want to be remembered as when you're a deathbed or when you pass? And we all have limits. Just work within those limits and be the best that you can be. I know it sounds like a cliche, but truly, just try to be the best that you can be. And when you look back on your life, be like, I gave it my all. I gave my 110%. I gave it my all. It was the best I could do. It wasn't much, but at least I pushed myself to the limit. You should be proud of that. So that's basically my rant. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think women are too picky? How do you find purpose in life? And let me know. All right, ciao.